Hi, welcome to the first ever episode of The Dynamics. I am your host, Doctor Lebogang, aka Rali, and today I will be hosting the fabulous Doctor Lebogang, and we're going to be talking about how she keeps the balance in her life. See you in a bit. Seated next to me is the beautiful, phenomenal Doctor Lebogang Masekela. Lebogang, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super glad to be here.
So who is Lebogang? Tell us about Lebogang.
Yeah, so Lebogang wears many hats.
Yeah.
I am a medical doctor, I'm a nutritionist, I am a holistic wellness coach. I am the founder of Dr. Lebogang's Nutrition and Wellness Clinic, which is a wellness clinic based in Centurion. I am a senior medical officer at Pulosong District Hospital.
Wow.
I'm an educational speaker. I am a model. I am a finalist for Mrs. South Africa in 2023. So yeah, it's the list goes on.
You wear a million hats, and
Yes.
you also mentioned that you are a wife. And you are a
mom,
mother of
yes,
how
of
many?
4.
Can you imagine? So with all of that in your hands, on your plate,
Yeah.
maybe let me start by asking, what inspired you to pursue medicine and to be a doctor?
I mean, medicine, I must say, growing up, it was never something that I aspired to do.
Yeah.
I think I was more coerced into it by my parents. But, you know, as I grew up, I realized, okay, I am a healer. So it is a passion of mine. So I'm not angry at them for that. Yeah, so it's something that I guess, you know, when you grow up and you're the clever kid in school, then they're thinking, okay, doctor, lawyer, you know, there's those paths that they sort of target for you. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that I ended up doing medicine because, as I said, I did discover that I am a healer at the core.
And so that also says a lot about you being beautiful inside and out, because being a healer is a person that is beautiful at heart. You know, when you have a passion to heal and help people, that's being beautiful inside and out. So let's talk about the physical beauty that I see before me. Lebogang is into pageants.
Yes.
She was in Mrs. South Africa 2023.
2023.
And why did she do that? Why did she enter Miss South Africa 2023? Obviously, you've got the brains, and now you've got the beauty. Is there any other thing that inspired you to want to go on this journey, and how was the journey?
I think, you know, there's many reasons I can think of for joining, but the ultimate reason was I think I just really wanted to own my beauty. And what I mean by that is because I always struggled as a beauty, how can I say, you know, like when you are more into beauty in an academic space as a medical doctor, because I would always be that doctor with the bright nails and I'd be that doctor with the makeup and the big hair. So a lot of my colleagues really struggled to understand me. And because of that, then I found myself shying away from who I was, you know. So I think in a way, going in the modeling and pageantry industry, it was more to say, okay, guys, it's official. I'm into beauty. This is me. This is what I love.
Yeah.
So now I don't care if they say, "Oh, okay, you know that doctor who is beauty." I'm like, "Yes, I'm that one."
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
You can have it all.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
So you have all these hats that you wear, and all these hats are worn by one head.
Yes.
And we all have the same amount of hours in a day.
100%.
Now, my next question is what does Lebogang's day look like? Like when you wake up in the morning until you go to bed, if you go to bed, let's hope you go to bed. How does your day look like with all these hats?
Look, my day is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I think when I was doing the Mrs. South Africa pageant, a lot of the time people would be like, where do you get the time? And I think, you know, being a coach and having been coached, you know, I am a professional at maximizing my time. Like my 24 hours, I can account for each and every hour, you know, so I make sure that I don't my time is literally my currency. If I give you 30 minutes, it means shame. It's worth it, because I literally I literally have had to master knowing what is worth doing and what is not, because like I said, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of hats that are worn, so that I can't just, a day can't start and finish without me having done something productive, maximizing the time. So I make sure I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and I sleep around 11:30, 12. So in that time, in that 18, 19 hours, a lot goes on. But at the end of the day, it's things that I love. So even though I feel physically tired, emotionally, mentally, I am very, very happy.
And how do you deal with, I'm a mother, and I find that being a woman like you sometimes takes away motherhood a little bit.
Correct.
How do you deal with mommy guilt?
Jeez,
missing games.
Yeah.
Missing tuck-ins at night. How do you deal with mommy guilt?
I think mommy guilt is there regardless of how many hats you wear. For as long as you are not a stay-at-home mom and you can see the child every day, because we are wired like that. We want to be there for each and every moment and each and every, and unfortunately in this in this era where women are go-getters and we are chasing our dreams, unfortunately it does come at a cost, and the balance really sometimes is non-existent.
Yes.
But I love what someone once said when they said that, most of the time you can't find a balance between being a mom and being a working entrepreneur, businesswoman. Just make sure that wherever you are, whether you are at home or at work, make sure that you are fully present in that moment, so that you are not answering emails when you're with your babies, or you are busy doing something for preschool or school when you're at the office. So you must make sure that you basically compartmentalize each and everything that you do to its correct space.
And having a husband, what would you say, or how important is the role of your spouse when you are being Lebogang? Because there's a misconception that when you're married, you can't live up to your full potential. You can't maximize on who you are. And I find that most of the time, women who are married sometimes pull back because of that misconception. But I also think it is the spouse that you have that's why they say your marriage makes you, your marriage determines a lot of things in your life. So how important is it, in your view and in your experience, to have a spouse that is supportive in your journey? And what would you say about that?
It definitely, your spouse being supportive or not, it literally will make or break your dreams.
That's true.
Because if I've been blessed to have a spouse who is very supportive, who wants to see me thrive. Even though, during the Mrs. South Africa thing, I did test his limits. I did test his limits quite a bit. But shame, he came around. He understood the bigger picture, why I was doing it. It was to propel my career, as a speaker, as a holistic wellness coach. So I had to make him see my vision, that, this is not just for me as a beauty queen just strutting my stuff. It's actually business. It's a dream that can take me, to whatever, to
greater heights.
Greater heights. And if he wasn't supportive, how do you? That's why you find a lot of women, unfortunately, that are successful and going through divorce, because you realize that maybe I can't do both. Maybe I can't have my cake and eat it too. Maybe something has to give. And if your dream is big enough, then it means then that your marriage will then have to give. But it's really, really a tightrope to walk. I don't want to lie. It's not the easiest thing to do. But I think the one thing I can say is just make your spouse see your vision.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, make them like, because sometimes we can see what we want, but we can't really paint the picture for the next person, and they don't then walk the journey with us.
Or know how to support
you know, or know
in
how
your
to
journey.
support you, you know. So once they can see, okay, this is something big, then they'll definitely support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say to a young girl looking at you right now, watching us as we're having this conversation, and they're like, wow, Lebogang is such an inspiration. I want to be Lebogang. You know, I want to follow in Lebogang's footsteps. I want to be everything that's in me.
Yeah.
What would you say? What's your 3 nuggets of advice to that young girl watching you, being inspired? What would you say to that young girl?
I mean, that is something that I guess I personally still say to the younger Lebogang, because at some point growing up, like I was saying, that there was a time when I thought, you know, I'm an academic, so I cannot follow my beauty queen dreams.
Yes.
And so I think the first thing that I would definitely say to any young girl out there is, be bold about your dreams.
Yeah.
You know, know what you want first and foremost. Know exactly what it is that you want. Don't want something because your friend wants it, or because it's now trending on TikTok or whatever. You know exactly what you want, so that you can fight for it. So that you know you're not gonna get deterred on the way and decide, this thing is boring me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's important to know who you are and know what you want. I think. Well, what else? I think that really just encompasses a lot of stuff, because you know, once you sort of know who you are and what you want, and you tune out the noise, everything else just falls into place. It really does. You know, you find your direction, you find your path.
Yeah. And is it easy?
No.
Is it easy? Is it easy being you?
It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But like I said, it's worth it. You know, I wouldn't change my life for anything. It's tough. There's a lot of mommy guilt. There's a lot of spouse guilt.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a lot of, I mean, before I heard that phrase where I was saying that, you know, once I heard it, it made so much sense, where they say, just be present where you are. Because I feel like for the longest time I would try and get in this while I'm there, you know, while I'm at home. Oh, okay, let me just answer these emails. Let me just do this quick. Until my husband actually sat me down and he was like,
stop,
we can't. He was like, no, we can't do this. You know, you can't be on your phone all the time when you're home, because now you're stealing our time. So I had to then be like, okay, no, maybe when I'm home, I must take the phone, put it to the side, and just be present with my family.
Be present in the moment.
Yeah.
So where to from here? Where is Lebogang going? Where is Lebogang heading? What does Lebogang want to see for herself? I'm sure that there's a lot that you want to achieve. There's a lot that you want to be. There's a lot that you represent.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I believe that we need more women like you. I believe that we need more women who represent brains, who represent beauty, who represent zeal, who represent, you know, also a little bit of struggle, because for you to be here, you went through some sort of struggle, but you're here today and you're doing extremely well.
Thank you.
So where to from here?
I mean, the sky's the limit. Geez, there's so many plans, big plans, huge plans that sometimes I'm just like, hi, girl. But I think the one thing that I'm chasing for now is the holistic wellness coaching, trying to expand my business, you know, my wellness clinic, doing more educational speaking, you know, and then there is a project that I mentioned earlier when we were talking, that we're going to be doing in Pulosong District Hospital for the community of Tsakane. And it's called Doctor in My Classroom, and that is more of a community outreach program where we will be visiting the schools around and basically just inspiring the kids, you know, just addressing the common social ills that we see in the hospitals, you know, because in the hospitals we see a lot. I mean, we see 16-year-olds that are coming in with their third pregnancy. You know, we're seeing child-headed homes. We're seeing, you know, it's a lot of parasuicide, a lot of depression. So, you know, it's more just to go to the stand up, get out of our doctors' rooms, and actually go into the community and start seeing how we can help in that sphere. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. But otherwise, you know, we just continue pushing.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And would you say that, you know, me in this season of the dynamics, we're looking at the balance as a series. However, I'll be interviewing a lot of women, and I realize, and the reason for that is because we wanna collaborate. We want other women to see other women that are doing well, be inspired, and also want to do the same. What is your view of, you know, how women treat each other, the state of unity between women? What do you think has to be improved for us to be more loving and more kind to each other and more willing to hold each other's hands? And it's not only about the young girl watching you. It's also about your sister who's possibly in the same league as you, but still needs support from a fellow sister, because you've been where I haven't been. I've been where you haven't been. So the fact that you've been somewhere should be a blessing for me. You went ahead of me. But then you find that there's this issue with women that we keep talking about, but little changes happening.
The competition,
what do you think needs to be done, or what needs to change for us to just have some progress in women literally really caring for each other and helping each other and holding each other's hand?
I think as women, we just need to understand the power that we each have. You know, if I understand fully my power and I realize my gifts and what I as Lebogang have to offer the world, and what I have to offer is not what Katlego has to offer.
Not at all.
You know, so therein comes the competition, because the society will put us against each other. You know, where they like, oh, the first whatever. But maybe it's not my wish to become the first. You know, maybe I just want to do it and do it well. Whether I'm first, second, third, it matters not. And I think that's where the competition comes in, because it's like always a scuffle to get to the first and be on top. And that's why when we are on top, then we don't want to bring the others up, because now we want to stay on top.
It's a cycle.
You know what I mean? So but once you understand your gifts and who you are and what you have to offer the world, then you understand, okay, no other person can do that. So I'm okay. I don't have to compete with anyone. No one else can be Lebogang. You know, this is as good as it gets. So anyone else who comes brings different gifts. They bring different strengths. They, you know, and so together we can work together. We can collaborate instead of now trying to compete against each other. And I think that's just where the world has done us wrong as women, as if we all just have one thing to offer. So it's like, it's about who can put it in first, you know? But we are all different flowers in a beautiful garden, so we can't just be roses. You know, someone must be pink, someone must be a tulip, someone must be a clover, you know,
sunflower.
Exactly.
And they're all flowers.
And they're all flowers, and we're in the same garden. We can all coexist in the same garden. We don't have to compete for space.
I love that. And what inspires you? What on your worst morning where you don't want to get up? Because I'm sure those are there.
There's many.
They happen. And on that day where you just want to put the blanket over your head again, what inspires you to get up and be you all over again?
I mean, it's definitely the vision, the vision that I have for being the best version of myself. That is my driving force. You know, so that definitely makes me jump out of bed. And also, you know, I teach this concept called press pause. And the idea behind press pause is basically in the morning, when you wake up, don't just get out. I mean, it's taught by so many other wellness gurus and coaches and all that. if you can, please get the book, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
Hope you heard that.
Beautiful, beautiful book.
Yeah.
And the idea there is you need to prepare for your day every day. You know, as much as you jump out of bed, yes, but after you jump out of bed, the first 60 minutes out of bed, those are your most crucial, because that's how you set the tone for your day. So if you jump out of bed and then you're on your phone and you're on emails and all these things are coming in, you are asking for a train wreck. So you get out of bed, you set the tone, whether you pray, you meditate, you plan your day, but you know, you must ease into your day.
Into your day.
So that's definitely, that's the press pause. So that's how my mornings are usually like that, you know. So even when I feel like, I really don't just want to stay in bed, or oh my gosh, I've got this meeting and I've got this and da, 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 da. But that press pause when I get up and I just, you know, sort of figure out myself.
Yeah.
It usually just brings me a lot of calm.
And, you know, I like to give women a moment of patting themselves on the back. I know we say we want people to pat us, pat our backs, but I believe that we can do that. And I want to give you that moment now. What are you proud of? What are you most proud of Lebogang? Like, if you think about yourself, that thing that makes you think, oh, I'm the girl. I'm that girl. What is that thing that you're so proud of about yourself? I think
the one thing that I'm so proud of, and I actually still shock myself, is I'm not scared to pivot. Ooh. Like, listen, if something is not working out, I'm out. Like, like I will try, but you know, I think a lot of people, they look at it, it depends how you look at it. Some people will be like, oh, but you're giving up, you know? And I'm like, no, it's not giving up. It's just changing direction. I'm still, the goal is still the same, you know? But if I'm going this way and it's just not working out, you know, you're off ramp, but I'm still going to get where I'm going to, you know? So I'm one person, I don't mind pressing the reset button. Like, I'll change career. I mean, I've reinvented my career so many times. and yeah, so I'm all about pivot. If it doesn't work out, pivot. Don't be scared of change. Don't be scared to challenge yourself. And what is meant to be will be. You know, you just need to believe that, look, I'm headed in the right direction. And I promise you it will work out.
And that speaks to you saying you are able to reset. If something isn't working, you literally change it. It speaks to you also not caring about what people think. Because most of the time, like you're saying, people think when you change a path or reset, then you failed. So when you're a person who's quick to realize that this is not serving me, this is not working, and you stop, it's because you focus on yourself. You really are what matters. You don't care what anyone is going to say about you starting over, you know, and I love that. I think that's a very strong quality to have, to not care what people think and do what's best for you at the time. I think that's very powerful. So would you say you have the balance?
I would like to believe I have the balance. I mean, it's something that we try to cultivate every day. But I definitely make sure, and this is something that I teach all the people that I coach, is that a day, your 24 hours, has, you must split it into 3. So there's 8 hours for sleep. There's 8 hours for work, and there's 8 hours for play. And your play, that is where you live, right? So for you to find or strike a balance, you have to, you know, you can't in your time for play or living, you can't be doing work. You've already got your 8 hours for work. So okay, 8 hours, do your work, blah blah blah. But when you get home, switch off. Now it's time for you to live, play. You know, plan your future plans, if you have other things that you need to do outside of what you're doing as your main job, let's say. Then the other 8 hours is for you to do that, to live, to enjoy your family, to enjoy your hobbies and all of that. Otherwise, then you steal from the sleep. Because
which is not healthy.
Otherwise, you steal from the sleep. But yeah, so striking a balance is not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not.
But we strive. We strive for it.
So you heard it straight from the beautiful doctor's mouth. All you need to do is prioritize, focus on yourself, do your best. And that's how you get to live the life that Lebogang is living, which is a beautiful life. I hope that you have been inspired by this episode. I hope that you're motivated and you have seen that there's so much more one can accomplish when they focus on their dreams and love themselves and put themselves first. This is what you get. You get success. You get glowing success. Thank you so much for joining us on this first episode of The Dynamics. And we're going to see you very soon. Thank you.